the Terrell Jackson podcast.
His the way people and the media thinks of him, how the media views him. And this was a great conversation. Let's go.
Why is that?
Because, you're the poster child for arrogance,
Well, why would you think it's arrogant? I mean, some people misconstrue arrogance and confidence. I think there's a fine line between that. I don't carry myself as an arrogant person. I don't look down on people. That would be arrogance. I mean, for me to perform at a high level, everybody has, their mindset and their approach to the game.
Mm-hmm.
It may be arrogant to some, but for me, I've always carried myself in a sense, in a way of how my grandmother raised me, and never been thought to be, from my point of view, to be arrogant. But I'm a strong-willed person, strong-minded person, and some people don't like that. They don't like people that are unapologetic themselves, and they can misconstrue that as, their confidence as being arrogant. But I appreciate, the question, but never arrogant. I'm just, I'm super confident and have a lot of belief in my ability.
On my shows, I do a lot of reading the dictionary and understanding terminology because I really never understood what arrogant meant. I just heard people use it a lot. But by definition, it says people who are too proud and look down on others. I agree with T.O. because you in our culture and in our community, you got to be not cocky. I don't want to use the word cocky. You just got to be confident. You got to be knowing that you good. You got to not accept failure. You got to tell yourself you great, because who else going to do it? You got to know that you're great. You got to be positive thinking about yourself. And when you're like that, people always try to find words to downplay you, to downplay your confidence in yourself. People will use that. I remember Skip Bayless used to always talk bad about T.O. and talk about T.O. like he was a cancer to the team, the Cowboys, because he was a fan of the Cowboys. And he really wasn't a cancer to the team. He was probably the most productive person on the team. Don't let nobody stop your shine. Don't let nobody talk down on you when you know you good at something. Keep going. Keep shining. Keep winning. Keep telling yourself you great. Keep exposing the haters, man, because they ain't gonna do nothing to support you, and they ain't gonna do nothing to uplift you. They can't wait to celebrate you falling. Now I'm gonna play something that kind of coexist with this, and we're gonna get back to the TO conversation because some more things that was profound was said. But the reason I say keep going and keep being confident and keep letting people know that what you got to offer is good is because it is, man.
I played body for the program director. He said, man, what is that? I say, this a hit, sir. You got to believe in your music.
Time for the national anthem. I started this body.
Bring me another one. I came back the next week. He said, what you got, Pete? I said, I got body.
I mean, you body. I mean, body. He said, you body.
He said, I told you to bring me something else. Yeah. He said, come back next Tuesday. I came back next Tuesday. He said, what you got? I said, I got body.
I represent. It's 1990 It's Master P. Yeah, they label me a drug dealer.
Dude pulled me to the side. He said, bro, I'm meeting with you, and I told you to bring me. I'm going to give you one more chance. Come back next Tuesday. I came back next Tuesday. I got body.
Because I'm bout. I mean, I'm rowdy. I heard them killers and everybody talk about.
He put it on. He asked people, what y'all think? Man, I love that body.
That's the reason why I named this show An Unruly Perspective. People will confuse your confidence with arrogance. People will confuse your greatness with failure. People will confuse who you are to match their perspective of who they think you are. In the great words of Eminem, I am whatever you say I am. If I wasn't, then why would I say I am? In the paper, the news every day, I am. I don't know. It's just the way I am. Master P kept telling him what he had to offer was great. I got about it. That's what I got. This what I got to offer to the people. This what the people want. I'm going to keep giving it to you until you accept that it's greatness. I feel the same way with this podcast. I feel the same way with these conversations. No matter if people want to participate or not. What we talking about is the business, and what we got going on is great. And if a person want to contribute with it or not, it's still going to be here, and it's still going to be good, and it's still going to be great. Salute to everybody who's doing their thing, everybody who is being great, everybody who is focused on evolving the culture, their content, their creativity, taking their their education to the next level, reading that book when you sleepy that you don't want to read, and doing your thing. But I got to get on to the next topic because this caught my interest on It Is What It Is. This was funny too. That's the position I played when I played football, the same position that T.O. played, wide receiver, man. I thought I was that boy.
I'm never going to try to like undermine somebody's skill set, but I'll put it like this. If somebody asks you like who are the top 3 or 5 receivers in the league, is he mentioned?
Of all time, you say?
Yeah, is he mentioned? If somebody's like, what's the top 5 receivers of all time? Is he mentioned in that conversation?
You tell us the top 5 since we got you here.
I don't go top 5. I go top 3.
Top 3. Who's your top 3?
Jerry, myself, and Randy. And then after that, again, you're going to have like your Calvin Johnsons or your Larry Fitzgerald. Yeah, did Michael Irvin have a great career? Absolutely. Won Super Bowl rings? Of course. 2 different, like we played a little physical style of a receiver, but again, I was faster than him. I did a lot more great things like taking short passes, going the distance. I did a lot of great things as it relates to like what you can do with the receiver position. Like I said, obviously going like 96 was when I got into the draft. That was the era of like the big, tall, prototypical physical attributes of receivers, but obviously like it stretch the defense. You think of the Randys, myself, Jerry's, like Herman Moore's, Michael Irvin's, those guys were Chris Carter's. Those are the guys that were kind of like in the league around that time that were like big, tall, rangy type of receivers. And then, like I said, you had the emergence of myself and Randy, and then Calvin Johnson's that really kind of just, trendsetted like a whole different mode of receiver.
Gotcha. Yo, Mike, he said you can't fuck with him. More of the story. You don't even think it.
Hey.
Shit. But when I see Rick, like he's, the thing about, I'm looking at Mike now. Thing about it is you can tell T.O.'s very well media trained these days. He said you can't fuck with him. To me, he's like him. I think it was a stupid question even asking that dumb shit.
Hey.
And it's a difference, Mike. And we're going to see what you have to say about it later this week.
All I can say, it is what it is.
Salute to my dog T.O., man. The second best wide receiver of all time. To me. Some people will put Randy Moss in front of him, but to me, it's T.O. Now, to the conversation, though, when it comes to sports and football and Michael Irvin. The conversation was Michael
The
Irvin.
Terrell Jackson Podcast.